Bryan,
Hey,
how are we?
I'm doing really good, and I gotta tell you, I'm really excited.
Sorry to pop out a picture again like that.
That's okay. We're all used to you just commenting, going, flipping and flopping. Just
It's all good.
well, it will be once we open up this bottle of wine. I'm really excited.
El Dorado County,
This is our friend Ken.
Ken, 100% Nebbiolo.
It's 100% Nebbiolo.
Yep.
Well, we've tried one of Ken's wines before, Vigne, right?
Yep.
And it was one of the best wines I've had. So Nebbiolo being one of my absolute favorite grape varietals, I'm excited because if this guy is going to make the wine like he did the Dolcetto, we're in for a real treat.
And we're gonna get him on the phone. So let's get to it. Let's open here.
Can we open
Let's
it?
show it. It's Vigne. It's DUVIGNE.com. Actually, is the website. This is 2006. 100% Nebbiolo.
And Vigne, didn't we decide that that's the two vines?
Yep.
And I think they also
La Familia.
Yeah, of families, or two families.
Two families. We're gonna get him on the phone, and we're gonna talk to Ken. He's the winemaker. Him and his wife Ann own the property.
Last time we talked to Ken, he was on a tractor.
I think he's actually just got out of the bank. He's gonna make deposit.
Oh.
So I think he's waiting in the bank for the phone call. So
Okay.
should we get him online?
Let's get him on.
Okay, here we go.
Let's tell him what we think of his wine. And what can Ken tell us about this wine?
Let's find out.
Yeah. I do have a question for Ken.
Okay. Let's see. Hey, Ken. Hold on here 1 sec.
Well, Keith, we can't hear Ken.
You there?
Wow. Unlike the last time we talked to Ken, he came through great.
Loud and clear.
He
Today's
sounded
not-
like he was right there with us.
So here, hold on, Ken. We're trying to get you. Now try. Are you there?
Oh, this is where we usually have our sound crew come in and help us out.
I'm gonna call you back.
But you know what? The sound crew is not here today, so we're having some technical difficulties here. Bear
I
with
think he's
us.
still. Are you there? You're still there. Oh, okay. There you are.
Ken?
You found me.
Hey, it's Bryan. Hey, buddy, I got a question for you.
Sure.
We haven't tasted the wine yet, but we just poured it. We got it in our glasses, and we noticed that you have the wine is a Nebbiolo Budwood. Tell us about that. I mean, Nebbiolo is a grape, but what are you trying to tell us when you mentioned the Budwood?
Well, the Bloodwood is there's all the different kinds of clones and there's all different kinds of selections. Okay, so the Bloodwood from this particular vineyard in Italy is a selection that we feel is, offers something special. Truth of the matter is, it's the Miché clone, and it's a very how do I put it without coming across kind of weird? It's a very sick clone.
A sick clone.
Yeah, it's 100% infected with virus.
Okay, so
Wow.
so now correct me if I'm wrong, so I can tell our viewers here. What Ken's saying, he says he's being delicate in the usage of verbiage there and how he's describing this wine or the Nebbiolo grape. He said he used the word sick, and again, Ken, correct me if I'm wrong. That's actually can be a very good thing because most people don't realize that some of the best wines made in the world actually come from the harshest conditions. So believe it or not, there are a lot of wines, grapevines, that are grown into solid bedrock. And those, it can't be in solid bedrock. Yeah, you can drill a hole, throw a little dynamite in, crack it, fissure the rock, and put a vine in there. So with these being sickly vines, they're basically what he's saying is they're stressed out vines. And when they're stressed, it means they're not. The plant is not going to focus on making big, lush, fat berries full of juice. They're going to make tiny berries that are going to be more intense in flavor.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because there's a couple of things there that hit the mark right on the money. And the first, they are grown on on slate.
On
Very, very, very porous slate.
Slate.
And the second part about it is you're right on the money in that, you know what, if you're growing, say, for instance, a Davis clone of Nebbiolo that has been de-virused, okay, they heat treat the vine, it's been de-virused, it's all nice and clean. Well, you can get up to 6 tons to the acre with that material, okay? And think about what that does to your berry size, to your intensity of flavor. We get between 2 and 2.5 pounds per vine.
wow.
We get about 1.5 tons per acre.
Wow.
That's a factor of 4 of what we feel is intensity in the bottle. You can get 4 times out of it if you want them, if you want to go with the clean wood, but that's not what we're after in Vigne. We're after something special.
Yeah, and I can smell. I haven't tasted it. I just put my nose into it. Love the smell of the wine. But again, I want to just stress to our viewers too that Kim was just talking about 6 tons per acre versus 1 ton, or did you say 1.5 tons per acre?
Yeah, we get just about year in, year out 1.5 tons.
And so that people have perspective, the jug juice that people can buy, can't they get, like with Merlot, even more than 6 tons per acre?
Yeah, right. And if you look at something like, Merlot's a good example. Even Cabernet and some of the ones like Carignan and Mourvedre, if you left them all hang out there, you could get 10 to 12 tons to the acre.
Holy cow.
10 to 12 tons. And
Right.
in this bottle, you're looking at 1 ton per acre. So this is concentrated, intense. Yeah.
Ken, you're really paying attention to the fruit, so that's a great thing.
Well, that's what we try to do. We try to start out with the raw product as best we can. And I think I may have explained to you last time that, we not only stress to the pickers of how careful they have to be. We don't want to see one green leaf in there or one stem. Leaf stem. And so we stress that as they're being picked, and then when they're poured into the bins at the bottom of the vineyard, we have another quality control team there that resorts them again, taking anything out that isn't absolutely just right, and then we do it again at the winery when they're going into the crusher.
Yeah, this is winemaking as an artistry. This is
Right.
what he's talking about doing here. But again, I keep saying this and I haven't tasted it yet. Before I do, correct me if I'm wrong. The Dolcetto that we tried, was that not aged in chestnut wood?
No, it was aged in
French.
Hungarian
Hungarian.
pumpkins.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, I think I'm going to probably call this out wrong, but is this American oak?
No, we use no American oak whatsoever.
I didn't think you would say, because you didn't do it the last time, but I'm getting the coconut out of the nose of this wine.
Okay. Well, we use Hungarian hogsheads, but we also use 1 and 2 year old French oak that comes out of the Cabernet program.
Hey, Ken, I'm going to interrupt just for a second. We're going to do this. Actually, we're going to stop the camera and we're going to come back and just talk a little bit more.